cats. Power cats, that is. I see Invincible now, right there. I walked right past it.
Yes, I walked. So how difficult
Right here. So this is our next contender for Best in Show at the 2020 FLIBS. Sporting 4 450s on it. Okay, this is Rudy with Invincible. He's telling us about this is one of the contenders for Best in Show, and he's going to tell us this is brand new for 2020.
This is hull number 1. We announced the 46 model at the Miami show back in February, and it's our first one. We already have more than 20 on order, which is, we're thrilled with it. At the same time, we're trying to figure out, like, wow, that's a pretty sweet idea that we have our first one on the water and we've already got 20 on order to continue building. But in terms of the boat for the show, it's an interesting concept since we're up against, sport yachts, super yachts, motor yachts. So we're quite different than your Mangustas and your Ocean Alexanders. This is a hardcore fish boat. So we're after, a serious fisherman. They might own several boats. They're guys who know about the sport fishes. They know about having a Westport or a larger motor yacht, but they want a separate either fishing tender or more of a fishing center console to kind of meet those needs of going after sailfish and marlin and swordfish and all that good stuff. Some things I can tell you about the model that's a little different than what you see on everything. We have tuna tubes on this one as an option. It's our first one that we offer that, so the Gulf of Mexico crowd should be very happy about it. Before, tuna tubes are more of a aftermarket additional piece that they want to add to the boat afterwards. When you're out like targeting marlin and stuff like that, what you're normally using you can use tuna for bait. So if you happen to catch like a 50-pound blackfin or something like that, if you put tuna into a bait well, they're gonna get beat to hell. And when you're actually like fishing with live bait, you want to make sure that your bait is nice and healthy, that there's not a bunch of scale loss, that they don't start cannibalizing each other. There's a lot of things, and if you have a big fish like that in there, they're not going to look like an attractive, target for a big fish. So what they do is they put them in head first. It keeps them nice and relaxed. It's got a nice dark color for it, and salt water comes straight into their mouth, so keeps their gills going, keeps them healthy enough to bait and throw back out. And what most guys do aftermarket is they usually install them like right here along the transom. So you have a lot of like flowing water all the time. There's a lot of external solutions. In this case, put them right in here. And if you don't want live wells, you can make it insulated storage. You could do a separate live well, I believe. I said live well twice. I meant tuna tube. You can have it as a live well, or you can just have a separate storage underneath.
So it's called a tuna tube.
Tuna tube, yeah. Super.
Tuna. It's so weird. So they keep the. What you mean? The tuna stays in there with his head down?
Yeah,
you stick
him head down.
That sounds so horrible.
If you're using them as bait, think of it this way, it's actually better for them than being in here. Because if they try to fit, if you got a big tuna like this and you try to get them to swim around like that, This is meant for, you're usually using smaller fish for baits as it is. We're using, goggle eyes, thread fins, ballyhoo, stuff like that. So that all fits nice and comfortable inside of a live well. We've got 65-gallon live wells here and 72-gallon live wells on the floor. That's one of your 72-gallon live wells. And because it's a catamaran, everything's on the sponsors because there's a tunnel clearly underneath you.
And so top speed again was 78 and a half.
Yeah, that's fine. Very
yeah.
Land over here. Okay. It's similar to that. It's I call that.
Yeah, we got them on each side.
Each side, and then it's also board. Okay.
What I like is that's actually a new hose setup because the older setup was like a little shelf. And in rougher conditions, those hoses are always hard to stay on there. That one, the hoses will stay every time. Kite fishing is something really cool. You see it a lot with sailfish and stuff. But if you go out in sailfish season and you're kite fishing, you can catch pretty much anything. You'll catch tunas, you'll catch cobia come up for them and everything. But you have your electric reels right here. What you do is you fly like a square-shaped kite, and you'll bring 3 lines. So you'll have your setup of your 3 rods right here. And what it does is it spreads the bait out really far away from the boat, and also keeps them really close to the surface. So they're actually naturally swimming, and they look like optimal prey for a sailfish when they have to come up. So you get this really, really cool thing. If you're minding your rods, instead of just leaving them and waiting for a nice hit, you're always adjusting your heights because you have these little markers, or like neon pink or orange or whatever color you want to get, that are on your lines, and you want them all to be straight. So you'll just be looking out over the horizon, looking for your little markers, and you're either giving yourself line or you're taking it away each time that you go through. So that's one of the fun bits of kite fishing. And then once you see a sail kind of hook up on it, it's a beautiful sight because they're already up out of the water for the most part.
And you said that hooks into where? There's
an outlet right here for your reels.
Okay.
And depending on the model, you do them here or you'll do them underneath over here as well. We have one on each side because you have 2 electric reels. Those electric reels are just for keeping the kite up in the air. Then you got your 3 lines on each side.
I'm gonna look into that.
It's
so
really
just kite,
cool.
Kite fishing.
Kite, yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Like how to use a kite reel or kite fishing. One of our brand ambassadors, Peter Miller, he has an instructional video online. So if you find his YouTube channel, he's got a whole how-to on how to do it with Mercury.
Peter Miller?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check
And then also our other brand ambassadors, JC and Sarah, they have their Team Remix based out of Miami. They have a 42 with a big gap tower on it. They've won multiple sailfish tournaments, so they're experts on it. That's the only reason I know that much about it. So, for example, the 12-foot beam, the 37's got a 12-foot beam also. It's just, you don't really see many bottle boats with super, super wide beam. If you do, you sacrifice some other pieces to it. So that's what you inherently get with a catamaran. You get more storage too. Your boxes are a little bit smaller too because they're all rectangular because you can fit them in the sponsons. You can have fish boxes, center and stuff like that, but then you get weird shapes and stuff like that forward. Trying to calculate those capacities, by the way, nightmare. Like this one feels a little bit more cushy because we have air conditioning to it, so ooh la la for the really, really hot days. And then, we got extra cooler space, extra seating options. So for example, this one has like that integrated lounger for the coffin box that has over top of it. A more like hardcore fishing setup might be this 37 where you have a freestanding coffin box. So you have a little bit more maneuverability around the bow if you're looking for getting fish on each side. This one you got to go walk way around the front. But really, where we get a little softer on our side of things is with our seating options. So you can do like, there's an example of a jump seat right there that you can put on the inside. So like that's a little bit cushier. You could do removable seating as well. So like you could do a large bench seat across the entire thing. So like the guys who have catamarans is like tenders for their 100-foot yachts and stuff like that. You'll see them do a lot more seating because they're taking people back and forth. They're going shoreside with them. They're going for a little cruise. But yeah, at our heart and soul, we're very much a hardcore blood and guts fish.
So thank you for the excellent tour, and good luck on the best of show.
I appreciate it. I know the odds are against us, but if there's one year that a center console can win, why not this one?
That would be cool, though. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, but you got a lot of other big players aren't here. Like your Lursons are gone. Ferretti Group isn't really here in a large capacity. So if you got a chance, this might be the year. Fingers
Yeah. Thank you.
Hopefully those couple of grand be stuck in their pockets. No.
So okay, I'm gonna go take a look right here. Okay, so in here we have a head. Okay, and that concludes our look. So let me know you enjoyed this video by giving it a like, and if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you're kept up to date on other uploads for your boating pleasure.